That fleeting thrill of the new purchase, that immediate satisfaction of saying yes to a tempting offer. It might feel good right then, but those seemingly small, impulsive decisions could be silently eroding your long-term wealth. We're talking potentially millions for ambitious professionals, entrepreneurs, investors. It really boils down to a fascinating quirk of our psychology. Hyperbolic discounting. Welcome to the deep dive.
Exactly. And today we're here to really dissect this powerful force,
Yeah.
hyperbolic discounting, and understand precisely how it sabotages our financial decisions
Yeah.
and kind of hinders our ability to build that secure future you're working so hard for.
Mm-hmm. And this deep dive is specifically for you, the driven professional, the innovative entrepreneur, the strategic investor listening in. We know your time is precious and you're looking for insights that are, well, sharp and efficient without getting bogged down in unnecessary complexity.
Yeah.
Think of this as your sort of direct line to understanding a concept that could be the key to unlocking your long-term financial success.
Our mission today is pretty straightforward. Explore the mechanisms behind hyperbolic discounting, reveal how it leads to those, familiar patterns of short-sighted financial behavior, and crucially, equip you with concrete, actionable strategies to counteract this bias.
Right.
Pave the way for lasting financial prosperity. We'll be pulling from various perspectives to give you a really robust understanding.
Okay, let's jump in then. This idea of hyperbolic discounting, what exactly is going on in our brains? Like, break it down for us.
Okay, so the core of hyperbolic discounting is this very human tendency to place a disproportionately high value on rewards that are available right now, even if waiting just a little bit longer gets you a bigger reward. Think about it like this. The psychological gap between getting, say, $100 today versus $105 tomorrow feels huge. Much, much wider than the difference between getting $100 a year from now versus $105 a year and one day from now.
Interesting. So that single extra day matters way more when it's immediate.
Exactly. It has a much bigger impact on how we value it when the time frame is right now. It's almost like our brains have this super sensitive radar just for the present moment.
Making the future feel, less real, less important somehow.
That's a great way to put it. And this really contrasts with the more, let's say, mathematically consistent idea of exponential discounting. In that model, the rate we devalue future rewards stays constant over time. It's a smooth curve.
Okay.
But with hyperbolic discounting, you see this really sharp initial drop-off in perceived value for even small near-term delays. Then the curve kind of flattens out for rewards further in the future.
So it's that intense urgency for the now, the immediate gratification, that really throws a wrench in our long-term plans. Is that the idea?
Precisely. And here's a fascinating twist from the research. Studies suggest that individuals who show more inconsistency in their choices or maybe express greater uncertainty about the future, they tend to exhibit less patience in the short run.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, potentially more patience when they're thinking about the distant future. This actually intensifies the whole hyperbolic effect.
Huh. So inconsistency now means more patience later. That seems counterintuitive.
It does, doesn't it? The data even suggests that a big part of why we become less impatient as rewards get further away might actually be due to errors in how we value those later benefits. It's not necessarily a rational shift.
Wow. It's like our vision for the near future is distorted, making the immediate prize look incredibly appealing, even if it's objectively not the best long-term move.
You got it.
So where do we see this actually playing out, like in our day-to-day financial lives? Give us some concrete examples.
Oh, it's everywhere. One of the biggest areas is overspending and racking up debt. Think about the constant stream of temptations we face, especially online.
Social media.
Right. Social media really amps this up, showing off desirable stuff, creating that FOMO fear of missing out. And payments are so easy now, almost frictionless. Click, buy, done.
Yeah, that endless scroll of targeted ads. It definitely doesn't help you keep your wallet closed.
No kidding. And one of our sources, Christina Mikas, points out that without actively tracking your spending now, the small, immediate purchases just pile up. Before you know it, you're carrying significant debt.
Right.
You might manage the minimum payments, sure, but you're stuck in that cycle, relying on credit until the next paycheck. It's that immediate desire winning out over the future cost of interest and stress.
It's that willy-nilly credit card use she talks about, just swiping without really connecting it to the future bill, plus interest.
Exactly. And this often gets fueled by social pressures, too. That urge to say yes to everything, to fit in or keep up appearances. Synchrony Bank notes this, and they even found that about 24% of people admit spending more than they can afford just to keep pace with friends.
Wow, 24%, that's a lot. Prioritizing immediate social gratification over long-term financial health.
It's a clear example, yeah. That FOMO is a powerful driver.
Definitely.
And it's not just impulse buys on fun stuff. We see this hyperbolic discounting even when we say overpay for convenience, or when we chase sales without thinking about the real cost.
How so?
Well, credit.org points out that driving all over town to save a few bucks on sale items might actually cost you more in time and gas than you save.
Hmm. Oh,
Or similarly, buying cheaper, lower quality things because they're more affordable right now. They wear out faster, and you end up spending more replacing them in the long run.
yeah. So that immediate saving feels like a win, but it bites you back later.
Precisely. It's what some sources call present bias. The immediate benefit just feels so much more tangible and important than any future consequence. We make choices we often regret later because we overvalue that immediate pleasure or convenience.
Okay, so it's clearly impacting our spending habits. But it's not just about what we spend, right? This short-term thinking must also hit our saving and investing efforts.
Oh, absolutely. Critically so. Christina Mikas touches on this, that reluctance to prioritize investing. You hear people say, I don't have enough money to invest right now. That often comes directly from hyperbolic discounting.
Because having the cash on hand now feels better.
It feels more valuable, more secure than the potential for much bigger growth down the line through investing. It feeds procrastination.
Yeah, that classic, I'll start saving next month, but next month somehow never quite arrives.
Exactly. And as Mikas advises, even small, consistent investments are way better than constantly delaying. It requires a mindset shift from immediate consumption to actively investing in your future self. This echoes points from the Wealth for Women of Color discussion, too. Delaying saving or investing is a major hurdle. That immediate desire for stuff or even fear of short-term market dips stops people from taking those crucial early steps.
So we're essentially trading potential future security, maybe even wealth, for often pretty fleeting immediate pleasures.
That sums it up well. And this short-term focus isn't just personal. It ripples out into the business and investment worlds, too.
Right. How does it show up there? In companies or for entrepreneurs?
Well, think about public companies. The intense pressure for short-term quarterly results can push them to prioritize immediate profits over things like long-term strategy, R&D, or brand building.
Cutting back on innovation to make the next earnings report look good.
Exactly, even if it hurts their competitiveness years down the line. And entrepreneurs, who are often juggling so many immediate fires, can fall into this trap too. Focusing on quick revenue instead of building a sustainable, scalable business for the long haul. That's something highlighted in one of the Emerald Insight sources.
So they might grab a quick profit now, but miss a much bigger, more stable opportunity later.
Precisely. And in the investment world itself, hyperbolic discounting can lead investors to undervalue those solid long-term investments, the ones that really benefit from compounding, because they're chasing quicker, maybe riskier, but more immediately gratifying bets.
Okay, wow. So this present bias, this hyperbolic discounting, it really can derail our financial well-being across the board. Personal, business, investing. Now, the crucial part. How do we fight back? How can ambitious people actually counteract this tendency and make decisions that support their long-term goals?
That is the critical question, isn't it? Especially for anyone serious about building real wealth.
Yeah.
Luckily, our sources offer some very concrete, effective strategies. A foundational step, maybe the most important, is creating a detailed budget and really tracking your spending diligently.
Knowing where the money goes.
Exactly. As Christina Mikas emphasizes, you have to know what's coming in and, crucially, where it's going out. That conscious awareness makes it much harder to just impulsively spend.
It shines a light on those small leaks, right? The daily coffees, the subscriptions you forgot about, those things that add up without you realizing. And I liked her rule. If I can't pay for it in full today, I can't afford it. That's a powerful filter.
It's an excellent, simple rule. Another vital strategy is setting clear, specific, measurable financial goals, both short-term and, critically, long-term goals. As highlighted in How to Develop a Wealth Mindset, these goals act as a powerful motivator. They keep your focus on the future benefits of your current financial discipline. You need to define exactly what you want, by when, and by how much.
So not just I want to retire comfortably, but more like I want X dollars in investments by age Y to generate Z income.
Precisely. And Wisconsin Bank and Trust suggests a great technique. Work backward from those big long-term goals to figure out the short-term steps needed. If financial independence by 55 is the goal, what specific monthly saving or investment amount gets you there?
Okay, that makes the future goal feel more connected to today's actions. It gives purpose to delaying gratification.
It really does. And to make sticking to those goals easier, you need to create barriers to impulsive spending and automate your savings. A financial psychologist in one source advises designing systems that add friction to bad habits and make good habits effortless.
Right, like setting up automatic transfers. Paycheck hits, boom, money goes straight to investments before you can spend it.
Exactly. Removes the temptation. Even simple things, like maybe keeping less money in your easily accessible checking account, can curb impulse buys.
Mm-hmm. And Christina Maikos also mentioned just waiting, creating a cooling off period before buying something non-essential. Use a wish list.
Absolutely. That pause, that breathing room, lets you evaluate, is this a real need or just a fleeting want fueled by the moment? Often the urge just fades if you wait 24 hours or even a week.
It's true, the gotta have it now feeling often disappears. But it's not just about these practical tricks, is it? There's a big psychological piece here, too.
Oh, definitely. A huge piece. One powerful reframing technique mentioned by East Rise Credit Union is to consciously shift how you think about money.
Oh.
See it not as the end goal, but as a tool to achieve your long-term freedom and dreams.
So saving isn't deprivation,
It's buying your future freedom. That can be incredibly motivating. And it's vital to focus on progress, not perfection. Don't let one small slip-up derail everything.
yeah, building habits takes time. Don't beat yourself up over the occasional splurge. Just get back on track.
Exactly. And seeking accountability helps immensely. Talk to a mentor, a supportive friend, maybe a financial advisor, someone who could offer perspective and help you spot your own biases, as Barnum Financial Group suggests.
Yeah.
And if social spending is a trigger, like we talked about, be honest with friends about your goals, or suggest cheaper alternatives for hanging out, like Synchrony Bank recommends.
Having someone in your corner keeping you honest definitely sounds valuable.
And finally, just gaining a broader understanding of cognitive biases beyond just hyperbolic discounting is helpful. Recognizing tendencies like overconfidence or herd mentality, things mentioned in some investment sources, helps you make more rational decisions overall. Behavioral finance basically tells us we're not always rational robots. Understanding these psychological quirks is step one to managing them.
So it's about cultivating self-awareness and proactively using strategies to counteract our built-in tendencies, taking control.
Precisely. Taking conscious control of your financial future by understanding the psychological forces that can so easily lead you astray.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've really dug into how hyperbolic discounting our brain's preference for now over later fuels overspending, hinders saving, and promotes short-term thinking in personal finance, business, and investing.
And we've explored a whole toolkit of strategies, practical things like budgeting, goal setting, automation, waiting periods, and also crucial psychological shifts like reframing your mindset and seeking accountability, all aimed at empowering you to overcome this bias.
Right. Because ultimately, while hyperbolic discounting is, a natural part being human, it doesn't have to control your financial destiny. You can understand it, you can manage it, and you can make choices aligned with your biggest long-term ambitions.
So here's a final thought to mull over. What is one small, immediate indulgence you can consciously choose to delay this week? Just one. And think about what tangible future benefit, big or small, that single act of delayed gratification could unlock for you down the line. The journey to building lasting wealth really begins with recognizing the power in your daily choices, one deliberate decision at a time.